College is supposed to be some of the best years of your life. It creates a sense of self-sufficiency and gives you good time management skills when balancing academics, friends, and parties. Some join a frat and have toga parties, mudslides, jello shots, flip cup, and beer pong. People associate college parties with fun and games. But for Philip Tannins, it was his cause of death. He was only 2 weeks into his first year of college. He was 18 years old. I mean, think about that for a second. Most of us are 17, and imagine it being one of the last years of your life, because for Philip it was. If you look up his name, you will find so many stories and articles filled with not of his accomplishments, but his death. He was at a frat party waiting to pass his last test before he could join. Philip and 15 other pledges were locked in that room and told not to come out until all the alcohol was gone. He died later that night of alcohol poisoning and underage drinking. He does not get a do-over. It's done. He's gone, as well as many other underage drinkers who have sadly passed because of alcohol. Alcohol is the third leading preventable cause of death in the U.S., according to the National Institute on Alcohol Abuse and Alcoholism. We can learn from these sad mistakes. We have the chance to step back and look at what's happening. We should understand that the drinking age should remain at 21. Alcohol has such detrimental effects on the adolescent brain, and people do not even realize it. The NIAAA reported that GABA is the primary inhibitory neurotransmitter in the brain. That is, it represses the activity of other brain cells. Alcohol generally enhances the effects of GABA on its receptors. That is all science talk, meaning that alcohol corrupts your brain cells from doing what they were meant to do. Why would you drink something that literally enhances the part in your brain that inhibits it from functioning normally? It is actually liquid poison. The adolescent brain is not fully developed until 25 anyway, and your brain cells and receptors are trying to develop, but it would just get corrupted by alcohol and increased effects of GABA. It is clearly proven that the teenage brain is not developed until 25 when you search it anywhere, including NPR.org. So 21 as a drinking age is a decent compromise. More specific to teen, alcohol's long-term consequences include having negative effects on information processing and learning. So your student loans and all the money spent for college are being wasted away because your processing for learning is going to be hindered. Also, there's an increased risk for developing alcohol disorders later in life. By 21, most are almost out of college and understand that life is more than parties and drinking when you're older. They hopefully realize the effects of alcohol and can handle it naturally. At 18, you are just about to go out into the real world for the first time and learn how to be on your own. We should not add alcohol into that mix. If you are still not convinced that alcohol is bad for teenage brains, then understand that it also makes people look older. With heavy drinking, alcohol makes some women look 10 years older. So if you are 17 right now, you would potentially look 27. It does not look so bad until the wrinkles come in, red cheeks, and weight gain happens, since those are some of the effects of drinking alcohol. Another supporting factor includes history. History even shows that between 1970 and 1976, 29 states lowered their drinking age for alcohol. The results were catastrophic. Highway deaths among teenagers and young adults skyrocketed. Almost immediately, states began raising the minimum drinking age again. So we know what it was like when it was lowered. We saw the effects, so why would we lower it again? It would be like the classic scary movies where they see the death road and they just say, hey, I'm going to walk down there because, it looks safe. So let's think about this another way. If the drinking age was, say, 18, young drivers are often getting their permits by 16 and a full license at 17. So then 1 year later, they would be allowed to legally drink. That means they would only have 1 year of driving experience. So yay, let's congratulate them by throwing a drink in their hand. Young 18-year-olds might think that their 1 year of driving has really shown them great experiences to now allow them to say, well, I've only had 3 beers, so I think I'm okay to drive home. 18-year-olds in high school now think it's okay to drink, and they have to rush home and attempt to hide the fact that they were drinking from their parents. Some might argue here that even though America's drinking age is 21, other countries have a lower drinking age. And that's not even an argument because congrats, all you did was look up other countries' drinking age. It has been shown that countries with lower drinking ages have more alcohol-related deaths and accidents. A recent study in New Zealand, which lowered its drinking age in 1999 from 20 to 18, found that drivers aged 18 or 19 now face a higher risk of being involved in alcohol-related crashes that cause death or injury. People also argue that at 18, you're an adult, you can vote and die for your country. They say die to hope you get their sincerity. But the drinking age was only lowered at first to more closely align with the enlisting and voting age. That's it. They did not think about the effects it would actually have. The enlistment age is 18 for a reason, not just the mark of adulthood and not just a random number like, well, 18 sounds decent. No, the military needs kids in good physical condition and for their brains to be young and malleable for mental training. Intoxication is not a necessity, though it may be a desire. Being prepared and having soldiers in good physical condition to defend our country is a requirement to make sure that we defend the rights we have today, like our freedom and being able to vote. So please, let's not get those needs and wants confused. History, science, doctors, and studies are on this side. Learn from people's past mistakes and learn from other countries' mistakes. Philip DeHannon's was too young to die, and for such a preventable reason. There are so many more kids like him, and this drinking age has saved more than 1,000 lives per year since it's been raised.